Man United have appointed the highly sought after Erik Ten Hag as their manager for next season. The ex-Ajax manager impressed during his time in the Netherlands, with impressive build-up and intricate midfield rotations. But will he be able to save Man United from what is arguably their worst period in recent history? Well, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how Ten Hag could improve Man United. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Football Meta, and if you want to see more football content, then please leave a like and subscribe for more. Since being appointed as Ajax manager back in 2017, Erik Ten Hag won 5 trophies with the club, including 3 Eredivisie titles in a row. He also became the fastest manager to reach 100 wins with the club, after only 128 games in charge, and also helped Ajax regain their status as a consistent Champions League side, reaching the semi-final in 2019 after beating Real Madrid and Juventus. He's a manager that's very open about his footballing philosophy, stating how he wants to have control of possession and hurt the opponent. Everyone is attacking and everyone is defending. But how does this translate on the pitch? And what will it mean for Man United? Well, let's start by taking a look at his tactics from his time at Ajax. As a manager who wants to dominate possession, play will almost always start from the back line, with the centre-backs dropping deep and splitting either side of the goalkeeper. There are a number of different variations that occur during this first phase, but the main idea is to create a back three to quickly stretch the opposition's press and open up vertical channels. This will usually be formed by Daley Blind on the left, Martinez in a central position, and Timber on the right inside channel. However, at times it could be created by Mazraoui instead of Blind, or one of the 2 holding mids dropping deep and allowing both fullbacks to gain ground on the flanks. The reason this back three is so effective is because it takes full advantage of these inside channels, which are difficult to stop for the opposition. Let's say, for example, they are against a 4-3-3. The 3 forwards can cover the back 3, but would then be outnumbered in midfield, as the winger, holding mids and attacking mid can create a numerical advantage in midfield, while also having the right back usually completely unmarked on the right flank, ready to switch play for a 2v1 against the opposition fullback. All these variations in build-up keep the opposition guessing and can quickly create gaps in the pressing structure. Ten Hag also encourages his defenders to be very aggressive in possession, and while they have excellent distribution, they often find themselves carrying the ball forward and breaking the first line of press. The fullbacks often move centrally and overload the midfield, before moving further forward to support the attack, again in these inside channels. Once they're able to break into the midfield, their structure means the player receiving the pass always has support around him, and will consistently have 2 or 3 options for moving the ball forward or into space. Now, with the ball moving past the first line of pressure, Ten Hag has been able to dominate a team with excellent midfield rotations to free up players further up the pitch. While they usually play with 2 pivots and 1 offensive mid, they will often rotate, either dropping deep into the defensive line or with the attacking mid coming short and allowing the 2 holding mids to push up. However, it doesn't stop there, as even the striker is often used to help outnumber the midfield, dropping deep and allowing a teammate to move up and take his space up front, or for the wingers to move inside and allow the fullbacks to push up on the flank. It's a system that relies heavily on constant movement into space, with each player ready to occupy any space that was vacated by a teammate. It means Ajax are able to reach the opponent's box in a number of different ways, and can always have support for the striker, either by making runs into the half spaces or by adding support on the edge of the box to rotate possession into a less crowded area of the pitch. In fact, the half spaces are crucial in Ten Hag's system, and should be something Man United look to a lot next season. Given that the wingers will hug the touchline, the back line will have to stretch to cover as much space as possible. Let's say the fullback closes down the winger, and the striker is on the shoulder of the centre-back. From here, the fullback, attacking mid or holding mid can move into this space. Let's say the attacking mid moves in, so the centre-backs slide by 1 player and cover this space. Now the holding mid on the opposite flank can attack the opposition's fullback, as now a switch of play would create an extremely dangerous 2v1 situation on the opposite flank. When on the full attack, the formation can often resemble a 2-3-5, with players staggered both vertically and horizontally, and constantly attacking space behind the back line. It means that for any attack, Ten Hag could have as many as 8 players in an offensive position, with the defending players adopting a very high line ready to stop any counterattacks, an area that the team can often find itself facing. Now, while his offensive football is certainly impressive, a big part of Ten Hag's mentality is how they press the opponent and regain possession. Ten Hag is well known for his defensive mentality, getting his side to squeeze the play as much as possible, adopting a high line with tight man marking. When they lose the ball, they deploy an aggressive counter-pressing system, with as many as 4 players ready to close down the opponent on the ball. Their first line of engagement is usually just outside the opposition's penalty box, and will look to cut off any central passes and force play out wide into the fullback. If unsuccessful, the formation will shift into a 4-5-1 defensive block. However, it's a structure that can vary significantly given the man-to-man pressing approach that the team use, adapting to the opposition's shape and movement. This philosophy led Ten Hag to some fantastic success during his time at Ajax. But that doesn't mean it'll be all straightforward at Man United. As a system that relies heavily on build-up, does Man United have the right personnel for the job? The biggest issue for United this season has been their defence, with their captain Harry Maguire seemingly the root cause for a lot of these issues. If Ten Hag wants to implement his football successfully in the Premier League, then better ball-playing goalkeepers, centre-backs and full-backs are a necessity, as they will need to be comfortable in possession while also keeping a very high line and being reactive to any potential counters. Varane, Maguire, Lindelof and Bailey have all had difficulties in this area, but so have Dalot, Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. While United may not sign a fullback, there are some exciting prospects within the club already, with Ethan Laird, Brandon Williams and Alvaro Fernandez all potentially having the right intensity to fit this system. And it's a similar story for David De Gea. While at times he's been United's best player, his difficulty on the ball has caused the team a few issues in the last few seasons, and will certainly need to improve if he wants to keep his place within the team. In the centre-back position, Ten Hag may look to Timber as a solution to these issues. Having worked under Ten Hag for the past few seasons, he's proven to be excellent both in and out of possession, and could be the perfect solution to Man United's build-up issues. Moving into the midfield, the double pivot of Fred and McTominay may also need to be upgraded, as at times they lack the dynamism and energy required to play in this system. The two holding mids are crucial for Ten Hag's tactics to be implemented correctly, and will need to constantly drop deep and join the attack, acting as box-to-box midfielders. A player such as Ibrahim Sangare could be an excellent fit in this position, with great physical and technical abilities. Or even Van der Beek, who excelled under Ten Hag at Ajax, but so far has struggled to find his feet in Manchester, and could potentially become the player that was promised to Man United. Finally, the attack is arguably the area where United have shown to have the right players for the job. While not his best season, Bruno Fernandes has shown to be extremely dangerous as the attacking mid, and Sancho and Elanga could finally show the Premier League what they're about, as Ten Hag's system would give them enough space to excel in what they do best, taking on defenders and cutting inside. The last position that is still surrounded by a lot of rumours is the striker. With Cavani having left, United are lacking in depth in this position, with only Ronaldo or Loni Martial as the only options. Overall, if United could strengthen their centre-back positions and holding mids, then they could have a team that could build something for the future. However, success will likely take some time. So, overall, Ten Hag has his work cut out for him at Man United. While his tactics and philosophy are certainly some of the best out there in the modern game, he faces a monumental task if he's to get Man United back to the level they were at over 10 years ago, and will need to be aided by a very active transfer window if he's to build anything for the years to come. And now let me know what you think. Where do you think Man United will finish next season, and what players should they sign to help them reach this goal? Let me know in the comments down below, along with any suggestions for future videos. If you enjoyed this content, then please leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.